Buhari condemns latest killing of 15 people by bandits in Sokoto State. Senate to investigate diplomatic conflict between Nigeria and United Arab Emirates. Plus, farmers in Akwa Ibom State to make planting of yam a priority. Details shortly. Good evening. Welcome to the news at 7. I am Erika Evie. Now on the news in details. President Muhammadu Buhari has condemned the latest massacre of 15 people in Goronyo and Ilela local government area of Sokoto, warning that these needless and mindless violence against innocent people cannot go unpunished. Reacting to the incident from South Africa through his media aide, Garuba Shehu, President Buhari warned that these persistent and unprovoked violence against unarmed civilians must be met with fierce response by the governments. The president reassured Nigerians that this administration will not abandon them to their fate in the face of this existential challenge caused by banditry. According to the president, we are taking delivery of military equipment to improve the capacity of our security forces to effectively deal with this issue. Our military is also deploying advanced technology to enhance surveillance and related operations to locate and crush these criminals and enemies of our common humanity. The president further states that his administration will not tolerate this state of affairs where criminals deprive the people of their means of livelihood and turn them into beggars and refugees. He says the bandits are living in a fool's paradise if they believe that they can't be crushed and they cannot be lucky always and will ultimately meet their Waterloo. And moving on, Senate is to investigate the diplomatic conflict between Nigeria and the United Arab Emirates, which is alleged to have resulted in the denial of work permit renewal to Nigerians. Through a motion by the minority leader of the Senate, Nta Calabar, and the Senate was bothered that over 100 Nigerians living in the United Arab Emirates have allegedly lost their jobs due to the refusal of the UAE authorities to renew their work permits. The Senate mandated its Committee on Foreign Affairs, Interior, and the Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19 to meet the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on how to resolve the disputes in the interest of both countries.
That there are speculations that the refusal of the UAE authorities to renew the work permit for Nigerians living there is a calculated attempt to pressure the Nigerian government into accepting their conditions of service for their national airline that may have lost a lot of revenue from the Nigerian route.
Mandate the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs, Presidential Task Force, PTF, on COVID-19 and National Security and Intelligence and Interior Immigration Service, respectively, to interface with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and National Intelligence Agency, NIA, on best ways of resolving this crisis. I report back to the Senate within 2 weeks.
The House of Representatives has urged the federal government to do all within its power to stop the impending strike by Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU. The issue raised by Representative Julius Ihambere on the matters of urgent public importance elicited comments from lawmakers as they call on government to open a realistic negotiation with ASU towards the implementation of the already signed agreement. The House noted that ASU is not asking for anything new, but the implementation of the December 2020 agreement reached with governments. Industrial action in the education sector has member pointed not only disrupt academic activities but also has implication on national development. In another development, the House has set up an ad hoc committee to interface with the relevant government agencies over the alleged unfair treatment meted on Nigerians by the United Arab Emirates as moved by the minority leader, Ndudi Elumelu. And moving on, the Nigerian Navy has promoted 11 officers in Bayelsa State to the next ranks. At the shipping of strike held in Yenagoa, the Flag Officer Commanding Central Naval Command, Yenagoa, Rear Admiral Kennedy Ebuchalam, appreciated President Muhammadu Buhari and the naval authorities for the promotion. It will spur benefiting officers to higher service. Anya Prezi reports.
Promotion is an innate desire of every worker, and getting promoted as at when due triggers a sense of fulfillment and motivation to duty for the 11 officers of the Central Naval Command of the Nigerian Navy, promoted from various ranks between sub-lieutenant and captain to the next level. Their joy was visible, and the sense of demand of their new ranks on them was apparently unhidden. Flag Officer Commanding Central Naval Command Yenagoa, Rear Admiral Kennedy Ebuchalam, while congratulating the newly promoted officers, advised them to see their elevation as call for more work and dedication.
For us who have been promoted, I want to enjoin you to be humble, always be conscious that it is not necessarily because you are better than those who were not promoted.
The newly promoted officers who had their stripes shipped by the FOC and other senior officers, supported by their spouses, appreciated the naval authorities for finding them worthy of the honor.
As we look forward to more promotions in future, we pledge our continuous loyalty.
A call to higher responsibility.
We are going to do more, not to disappoint the country for finding us worthy for this promotion.
5 officers were promoted from the rank of commander to captain, 4 officers from lieutenant commander to commander, while 2 officers were elevated from sub-lieutenant to lieutenant. In Yenagoa, Aya Prezi, Nta News.
The legal battle for the leadership and control of the management and administration of the Brotherhood of the Cross and Star worldwide, initiated by Helen Johnson Udo, aka Queen Mother, against the registered trustees of BCS headed by His Holiness Ulumba Ubu, has finally been laid to rest. According to the BCS spokesman, Christ Shepherd Edet Achibong, the Supreme Court on the 8th of November 2021, in a judgment delivered by Justice Olu Kayode Ariwola, dismissed the substantive appeal filed by Helen Johnson Udo. Therefore, by the decision of the Supreme Court, Helen Johnson Udo activities over some worship centers, Bethels in Nigeria and abroad, is henceforth illegal. The Brotherhood of the Cross and Star spokesman recalled that the registered trustee of the BCS in 2008 won the suit filed in the Federal High Court, challenging the management and control of the BCS administration by Helen Johnson Udo. Helen Udo appealed against the judgment and orders of the Federal High Court to the Court of Appeal, Calabar, where her appeal was dismissed, and she proceeded to the Supreme Court in 2011. A final judgment was delivered on the 8th of November 2021 in favor of registered trustees of BCS headed by His Holiness Ulumba Ubu. You're watching news reaching you from the studio of Nta Calabar. You can also watch these newscasts from our YouTube channel at YouTube/Nta Calabar. More news when we return. Don't go away. Welcome back to the rest of the news and to COVID-19 updates. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control has confirmed 30 new cases of coronavirus from 8 states in Nigeria. The statistics shows that Abia has the highest number of 9 cases, followed by Bauchi 7, Kaduna 4, Kano 4, Cross River and Rivers 2 cases each, while Bayelsa and Jigawa has 1 case each. Till date, the total confirmed cases of the disease stands at 213,177, with 205,770 persons treated and discharged, while 2,968 persons will not survive the virus. And now to health. The Cross River State government has joined the global community to commemorate 2021 World Diabetes Day with a call for attitudinal change to prevent the disease, which has a high rate of mortality. The deputy governor of the state gave the advice while flagging off the day with a walk in Calabar. Paul Abel was there.
The World Diabetes Day, observed on the 14th of November every year, was established in 1991 by the International Diabetes Federation with support from the World Health Organization, WHO, in response to growing concerns about health and economic threats posed by diabetes, which later became an official United Nations Day in 2006. The theme of this year's day is access to diabetes care. If not now, when? A century after its discovery, insulin and other fundamental components for the treatment of diabetes, care remains far from the reach of many who need them. This situation is the reason for the Cross River State government and other well-meaning Nigerians to come out in their numbers on the streets of Calabar to stage a walk against diabetes.
Most of the deaths we hear about today are from COVID, linked to diabetes and hypertension.
Diabetic patients are one of the most vulnerable groups of people that, in terms of COVID-19, the pandemic. So I think that, and increasingly, it is important that we call people's attention.
Amongst the political class, the high rate of hypertension occasioned by the pressure that political office holders and seekers go through every day. We are all at a risk of it.
Others, as well as the physically challenged, are not also left out in the awareness campaign.
I don't like diabetes. Diabetes have killed some of my close relatives.
I mobilize all the disabled persons to join to create awareness that diabetes can lead to physical disability.
So I think it is imperative that we do this kind of a forum.
Nigerians are encouraged to maintain appropriate diets, have regular exercise to maintain right weight, constant health checks, and the use of appropriate medications to stay healthy against diabetes. In Calabar, Paul Abel, Nta News.
Still on health, estimates from the World Health Organization indicates that about 4 million Nigerians are diabetic, and majority of those with the disease are unaware of their status. To reduce the burden of diabetes mellitus, the Calabar Royal Leo Lions Club, District 404A2, is reaching out to residents of Calabar South local government area through a free diabetes awareness screening. Justine Item reports that the gesture is part of activities to mark the 2021 International Diabetes Day.
These are beneficiaries of a free medical service, and the process begins with a health awareness talk where beneficiaries are sensitized on the unhealthy habits that makes individuals vulnerable to diabetes and ways to guard against the disease.
If you don't control your diet. When we talk about diets high in fats, diets with much sugar. Then for salt is also one of, if your diet is high in salt, which could predispose you to hypertension. Smoking is also one of them. You should not living a healthy lifestyle could predispose you to diabetes.
Diabetes is a chronic endocrine and metabolic disease whose prevalence rate continues to be on the increase globally, and organizers of the event say the screening, which is part of the Lions Club's fiscal year program, will enable individuals learn about the disease, know their status, as well as promote healthy lifestyles.
This research to see that these people in this community need this screening, they need this test to know how they live their life. In the club as a whole, we intend to take care of 10 persons, critical one, get free drugs for them, give them food, and make sure that we do a follow-up for good 1 year for them to make sure that they're okay.
We give a free screening to people so that people will come and screen themselves to know whether they have it or they may have it in the future, and we try to give out drugs too for the patients who have already been on drugs.
Some of the beneficiaries share their experiences and what they have gained from the exercise.
I know a lot of people, because of financial problem, they can't go to the hospital to make their checkup. But for this, I say may God bless them.
The organizers are very good. They are really tried for us to plan this type of program. It's not an easy one.
The gesture did not only end at screening of beneficiaries, but plantain flour, said to be a healthy meal for those suffering from diabetes, was distributed to those living with the disease, all in a bid to enhance their quality of life. In Calabar, Justina Etam, NTA News.
Away from health to agriculture, farmers in Akwa Ibom State have been admonished to make planting of yam a priority, as the soil is fertile enough to cultivate yam in larger quantities. Commissioner for Agriculture stated these at the commencement of sales of new yams harvested from one of the state-owned demonstration farms located at Nta Calabar, Ikot local government area of the state. Evelyn Bado Ikpo reports.
The yams harvested from one of the state demonstration farms is an indication of how arable Akwa Ibom soil is. Addressing the crowd of yam buyers at the Ministry of Agri-Field, the Commissioner for Agriculture, Dr. Glory Edit, urged Akwa Ibom populace to actively engage in agriculture to sustain food sufficiency. She maintained that it is the state government's desire to achieve 80% target of food planted and consumed in Akwa Ibom State.
We are eating everything. We are planting, we are harvesting, we are eating. Governor Odom has done well.
The farm of Ministry of Agriculture, where we planted 2 hectares of yam, and today is the day that we are going to harvest.
Buyers who thronged at the secretariat to buy yams at an affordable price commended the state government for the gesture.
You have the cassava value chain, now you are going to the yam value chain. This shows that any crop planted in Akwa Ibom State soil will yield better.
The cultivation of various food and tree crops in Akwa Ibom State is to further promote food security drive in the country. In Uyo, Evelyn Badu Ekpo, NTA News.
Moving on, maintenance of internal roads is expected to be carried out on regular basis to ensure potholes do not deteriorate to ditches as experienced in some areas within Calabar metropolis. Odualeton reports that motorists and residents of those affected areas are therefore calling on relevant government agencies to rise to the challenge of road repairs as this has hampered economic activities.
Some of the affected areas are Winners Road, Esoutan by NNPC Depot, Eastern Bypass, Old Adiabo Road, and a major part of Calabar South local government area. Residents and motorists say the deplorable state of the road does not depict Cross River State as a tourism destination. They, however, believe that if the roads are maintained, it will enhance the aesthetics of the metropolis and in turn attract tourists.
The road does not speak well of Cross River State. People are coming in here every day. Entrepreneurs are coming in. Investors are coming in. Even people that are coming to explore the other side of it. If you go here, we have international ports and do other investment. So it is not speaking well of us.
I'm not happy about the road. Even as I'm coming this morning, the goods I was carrying, the way the bike was moving, I don't know. It's just by the grace of God we are surviving this road.
Others who also lament the impact of the deplorable state of the road called for quick intervention.
The road is very bad, very condemned. In fact, what we are experiencing here is slowing back our business, and in fact so many of our customers are refusing to come and lift product here in NNPC due to the bad roads. So government should come to our aids so that our business will move freely.
It has been affecting our business for a good while. So we are begging on government and other reasonable agencies to come to our aid. Talk to them, let them come and help us. At least do the potholes.
We plead with the government that it should come to our hand, that our life is very, very important.
But 2 months ago precisely, a truck loaded PMS fell along that road. You can see as the road is very bad for us. So I still plead for the state governor. Let him just try and see what he can do concerning this our road.
These residents are therefore, as a matter of urgent public interest, appealing to relevant agencies to come to their aid. In Calabar, Uduak Etam, NTA News.
With that report, we have come to the end of the news tonight. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. President Muhammadu Buhari has condemned the latest killing of 15 people by bandits in Sokoto State. Senate is to investigate the diplomatic conflict between Nigeria and the United Arab Emirates, which is alleged to have resulted in denied of work permits renewal of Nigerians. We also told you that farmers in Akwa Ibom State are to make planting of yam a priority. That's it. Stay safe. Thanks for watching. Good night.